Okay, morning of April 16th. It's finally hit 40 degrees. I'm going to start pumping water out. This is the spring project. I haven't changed this water in 4 years, which I'm pretty proud of, but at the same time, I just cannot look at this murk anymore. So I'll start up there. I'll turn that hose on, and that'll start running water out of the tap into the pond, and then this big outlet will pump all of the the cleaner water out of the pond. And then once I get down to the really nasty stuff, the black and muddy stuff, I'll get a smaller pump and I'll use it to water all these trees here and plants. Anyway, as I move along here, once I get the water low enough to catch the fish and stuff, I'll video that, and I'll just kind of take some various videos along the way, and you can kind of see how this process goes. All right, let's start pumping this thing out. Okay, here's a shallow section of my pond. I've got a little wall I made here. I've got a giant hollow log down underneath this big basking log, and then this stump. And then this is where my water plants are trying to hang on. Since I've put painted turtles back in here, they basically just eat all the roots out of everything, as you can see. Lots of dead roots, but I think tomorrow when I return the big outlet hoses, I'm going to go dig some cattails and give them a shot. I'm also going to take out some of these loose rocks. They were in there to hold the plants in place, but I don't really care anymore, and I just feel like these rocks scratch shells, so I'm going to get rid of them. And so now I'm going to start the kind of labor-intensive part of this. So you can see that the hose is running here, and it's kind of stirring up this mud, but I want it stirred up more than that. So what I do is get in the section right past the wall here and bail water with a bucket onto this and stir this all up, and that way it kind of flows out as the water level drops. And so that's what I'm going to start doing now. And anyway, I'll just kind of give you an idea of how it goes. I'm just going to put the camera down here, and then you can kind of see how this flies. So I'll get in the pond here, and then I'll just start bailing water with a bucket. And so this little section right here, I don't have any gravel or substrate. I just left the felt, actually 2 layers of felt over the pond liner. And I thought the turtles would like it as a nice place to kind of hang out, but it's mostly for me because they don't use it at all. But anyway, so basically bailing just entails doing this. I just kind of put it up into the shallowest part of this area. And then the water level drops really quickly, as you can see. And as it's dropping, it's flushing all this stuff down into the deep end. And all this mud will be good feed for my trees when I start pumping out this murky, mucky stuff with a smaller pump. Okay, that's how that works. Okay, I got the shallow end pretty cleaned out, as you can see. And so my next step is to start cleaning all the rocks on the edges here and washing down the logs. Harry's right here, by the way. It's like in the mid-40s out here right now, so it's not very warm. So he should hopefully, well, he's probably going to get pissed and stressed and start coming out here. But anyway, now my next step is to wash all the side rocks off and get all the dirt out of the crevices. And you can see, well, I don't know if you can see it or not, but you just keep flushing it out and all the dirt just flows down into the bottom. And like I said, this is all going to be tree food when I turn the little pump on and start watering the trees with it. And there'll probably be some crawdads coming out of these crevices too, but they usually kind of get out before I start doing this process. Then the next thing I'll have to do is start shoveling all this pea gravel that's been pushed out of the shallows back up into the shallows. That's how much Harry just digs and moves things around during the course of a given year. And it's been 4 years since I've even looked at this empty. So anyway, I'm going to probably shovel about a ton of pea gravel back up into the shallows from down here in the deep part. And I will check in with you once I get pretty well drained here, and you'll be able to see what it looks like empty. All right, Harry's starting to stir, so I'm going to get him down here into what water's left in the pond, and he'll get under this big basking log over here. But this should be a bit of a chore. Let's see, how am I going to do this? The reason I'm not getting in the pond with the camera is because I don't want to slip and fall. Hey, Harry. How's your winter been? You're a fine boy. All right, here we go. Come on, Harry. Luckily, it's cold, so he's not going to be too pissy with me. Which is kind of the reasoning for doing this early in the year. Harry gets pretty stressed, and I never handle him, so wait. That's a big boy. That's a big boy. He's about 60 pounds. All right, Harry. Let's see. Go under this log. Later, Goomba. Okay.
Gross and muddy.
Okay. We're down to the mud. And there are some giant crawdads in here. This guy's a one-clawed lobster. All right. I gotta start kind of getting turtles relocated here. That's Daisy over there, the snapper. I'm gonna put her in the hollow log here. Oh, here's our two ducks, Fred and Ethel. They are not gonna be pleased with this. Hey guys, we don't have any water this morning for you.
Right on cue.
That couldn't be better timing for a video. You want to steer clear of that snapping turtle walking your way, however. Okay,
Oh my God, that is hysterical.
I'm going to start handing Val turtles here. I got to find a place for the camera, and I will start handing Val turtles. I don't know what these ducks think is going to happen here, but that's kind of hilarious. Hey guys, I don't know what you think you're gonna do. There's no water. I'm gonna hand you goldfish too. So I gotta get my fish and turtles out of here. So we will start with Daisy. And then hey Val. Okay, let's see. First I'm gonna unplug the pump. Animals out of here. Red now. Okay. Well, I think the ducks are going to walk right in front of the camera. All right. You really can't beat that footage. That is the funniest thing in the world. Sorry, guys. Okay, so first Daisy. Get a sticker. And she is healthy as can be. She's fat as can be. Heavy. There you go. That's Harry's girlfriend. She's gonna hang out in the hollow log today. Gets her out of the way, and she can climb up in there, and it will make her feel secure and settle her down. Okay. All right, I'm gonna kind of wash these guys off too as we go.
You want some fresh water on it?
Nope.
I see a little goldfish.
I'm not getting too crazy. So I'm starting to think these doinks on the tops of their shells are actually from the birds of prey. Okay, here's one river cooter.
Big. Uh-oh, there's a river cooter coming right behind you.
Good. Oh, good. Okay.
Oh, and there's a fish
I see
on
it.
its
That's
side.
that bluegill. Yeah. Trying to get these turtles a little clean here, and like I said, I'm pretty sure these are doinks from birds of prey on their shell.
Big tank?
No, cooler. All right, give me your briar turtle. I need you. Hey. All right, this is going to be hard to get these guys out. Where's the net?
See that
Bluegill looks pretty big. There's one. There's the other. Those are, oh. Okay, those guys go in the big tank. And just kind of stick the net in the water and then drop it down in. and then you can tip it over. You're gonna have to put your hand on them. You have to. Okay. So now, yeah, there you go. Oh, here's the painted turtle. That's a beauty. All right, here's my pretty much empty 7,000 to 8,000 gallon aquarium. And here's all the sludge and fudge and mud I gotta suck out of it with these pumps. So I got my little pump going now, and it's watering trees with all this mud basically. And every now and then when the water gets too high, I put the big pump on and pump it out the big hose. But almost all this mud is going to my trees, which is good. So now I've got this little area cleaned up. And so you can kind of see how this is constructed, the infrastructure here. So there's 2 layers of this felt on here. And then underneath that is the pond liner. And then underneath that is another layer of felt. And what that is basically to keep Harry from poking a hole in it. And I've done some pretty monstrous stress tests on that setup, and you can pretty much not puncture it. It's almost impossible to make a hole in the pond liner, and I wasn't able to, even with 1 layer of felt on top of the pond liner. But this has 2 layers of felt on it. And then the shallow area here filled with pea gravel. And this is all the pea gravel over the last 4 years that Harry has moved down into there, or into the deep end. And so I got to shovel this all back up into there. And then down in here is all tumbled flagstone that's roughly 3 or 4 inches thick. So when the pond's full, it might be 3.5 feet deep, and that's about it. Anyway, I will check in when I get to another stage. I'm going to start shoveling pea gravel. All right, here's basically an empty pond. I'm going to fill up some water in it, 6-8 inches deep here in the bottom end, or the deep end, and then pump it out with a big pump one time, and then start working on final cleanup. I don't know that I'm going to get 100% clean. These giant basking logs are kind of in the way. So I'll probably clean this side over here real well, and then in a couple weeks I'll drain it again and put all this stuff over in this empty corner and clean this side out. But yeah, I think this is going to take 2 times. So there's our ducks over there, and Daisy the snapping turtle walking toward them. So we'll see how this goes, but they generally get along pretty well. Harry, on the other hand, might be a problem for the ducks, but Daisy doesn't worry about it too much. Daisy, try not to fall in the pond. Big tank. Yeah, the snappers, when they get stressed, they have a tendency to do laps around the pond when it's empty. It's really funny. They climb in, climb out, climb in, climb out. All right, I'm going to take a little break here and let it fill up, and then I'll be back to it. Okay, this is as far as I'm getting today. So these big basking logs, I'll move to the other side in a couple weeks, and we'll do this all over again. But that got all the pea gravel moved back up into the shallow area, and then a vast majority of all the scum out of there.
Oh, geez.
All right, we're gonna fire up the fountain here, but the first thing I gotta do is get Daisy back in the pond. This is what Harry usually does. Harry usually climbs in and out of the pond while it's filling. And for some reason, Harry seems totally content to sit under the logs all day, whereas Daisy is the one that's just going nuts. But it's cool to get some good video of her. She's a great turtle. Okay, I'm gonna get her in the pond, then we're gonna fire up this fountain. All right, I'm gonna have Val do the honors here. Okay, fired up. Woo! There you go. Got a little fountain. I put an extension on it. Usually, if we don't put the extension on, it goes like 8 feet high, but this is kind of cutesy, and little Daisy's over there watching. I think she enjoys the fountain. I'm assuming that'll keep her in the pond at this point. Okay. Pond's about 99% full. Maybe, I don't know, an inch higher than what it is in the winter. But I just found out I got to go north to get some more flagstone for another job. And so I'm going to fire up the waterfall now, and we will wrap up this part 1 of cleaning the pond. You can still see it's clear, but it's not super clear. And again, in 2 weeks, I'll drain it again, and it'll get literally crystal clear. But it really turned out pretty darn good, considering how much crap was in there after 4 years of buildup. All right, let's fire this up. Bam! We have a waterfall. Okay, I still got the fish in a tub right here next to me, and I will put them in. I don't know if it'll be tonight or tomorrow morning, but with any luck, they're going to survive. I dumped some vinegar in to lower the pH a little bit. Our tap water is basically pool water, and we will see. Typically, the fish don't survive these kind of things, but I really hope they do, because I really like those big old goldfish. All right. Talk to you on the next one.